Hello again, students, and welcome to another lesson using tinkercad.com. Today, you're going to make a skyscraper city. And without further ado, I want you to type in Tinkercad on Google. When the first link pops up, select it. You find yourself on a page like this Tinkercad landing page, create new design. I'm going to leave my work plane at an angle, and I'm going to start by dragging a cube into the middle of it. And I'm going to enlarge it just by simply dragging it in directions. And then you can use this rotation cube, select it first, and then you can use the arrows to rotate, because what I'll do is stretch and make this cube much larger. And then I'll look at it from the side view. I'm going to select this and make it 1 inch thick. That will be my street level, 1 inch thick. And I guess at this point I could select it and change the color. Here's the color to black. There's all asphalt. Now I'm going to make the buildings. So again, what I'm going to do is drag a front view. And I'm also going to put my view into orthographic view. It's the bottom tool on the left side, that is, left side. Select it and you'll get a straight on orthographic view, the same as parallel projection. And now I'm going to shrink my box maybe to 10 units. It's 10 millimeters, I believe, and pull it taller up to 40. Now I'm going to select it and use my Control C function on my keyboard, and then Control V, and then I press in the middle of my cube and I drag over a duplicate. I'm going to grab this box and make it a different height, 29 at random. Now you can go Control C, Control V, drag another skyscraper. Once again, varying heights, you can grab it and drag it a little taller, and finally Control C, Control V, drag another one. And this time that looks approximately right. Maybe I'll make it short in this case. And then we can rotate and look at it. So those are my skyscraper fronts. If you want, you could make them more of a square shape by dragging them That's just how easy it is to adjust the size. Now to make them more interesting, you're going to need to take one of these cubes and use Control C, Control V, drag it to the side, and you're going to scale it into a different shape, maybe make it a little taller. Look at it from left view, make it a little narrower, position it. Start looking at these from front view. Control C, Control V. Here. I angled it a bit so I could. Okay, so those are examples. And you can also take a shape like this, Control C, Control V, drag it. I'm going to make this 11 by 11. So you can actually select one of these squares, select inside the square where there's a unit, and type a new unit, 11 millimeters in each direction. I'm going to make this look like it's 1 story tall. And then I will drag it up using this arrow, drag it to the right, place it on the front of my building. I'm also going to look at this building. Can also select here and move it just by, well, actually, let's see if the arrow works. We got 1 unit. Let's just see what that looks like anyway. Might be interesting. Control C, Control V, drag it up. Drag it up. Drag it over. Control C, Control V. Just creating a variety. Control C, Control V. Drag it up. And there's another skyscraper. You can also grab this box again. Control C, Control V. Dragging it here. And you can also select this shape. Control C, Control V. Drag it up. Make it short. Scale it in. Bring it over. Down. Now I have another skyscraper. And again, you can look at these from different sides. If you want, you can just make minor adjustments to your shapes. Okay, each one of these can be made into its own building by selecting all the shapes and then grouping up here. Control G. You can select all the shapes. Use Control G, and it makes both bricks into one building. Control G, or you select the two blocks, and up here is an icon right next to the light bulb. Says if you click it, it's the equivalent of Control G, and now all your buildings are grouped, which enables you to colorize them. As you see, they're red, but up here you can select color. I often make them gray. Select them, make them a dark gray. A variety of different grays would be nice for your city scene. And you can look at it from top view and see, there you go. Now, if you want, you can also highlight them now, make them a group. Oops, change them all into the same color. Control Z. So I'll just move them. I can also Control Z. If you make a mistake, you always go back. Control Z structure. Okay, so at this point, I'm going to Control C, Control V, and then move it off to the side. Let's use the rotate tool to rotate it. Maybe 90 degrees even. Bring it back into position. You can use simple blocks. Remember, looking at these from different angles. You continue to build on this. Another technique I use is selecting this cube. Control C, Control V. Make it a light gray. Represents the cement underneath the buildings. You can also drag the shape. And this will allow you to have roads in between your city skyscrapers. I'm in parallel projection. I want to use the button on the very most upper right corner. Send to. Select the download button. And there I've created the Sizzling Elzing Alice. You may change the name by going into your downloads folder. You find it. You can open it. City scene. The PNG, save. And that's the image you'll want to turn in for assignment credit. Good luck.